What's up, guys? Nick G here, coming at you again, annoying you with yet another video. This one is called The Young in Heart versus Time. And I got some imagery to show you, some videos to show you. I'll play the clips, I'll comment after the clip is played, and elaborate on what I think. Then you can tell me what you think in the comments, and we can try to get that much closer to the truth. Alright, let's play this clip.
Here we go. Let's look into the magical world of the wonderful Wizard of Oz. So this is the title screen of the movie, 1939. And again, this presentation is on the movie, not the book. I will touch on things in the book, but it is going to be on the imagery from the movie. This is the introduction. For nearly 40 years, this story has given faithful service to the young in heart, and time has been powerless to put its kindly philosophy out of fashion. To those of you who have been faithful to it in return, and to the young in heart, we dedicate this picture. So this is saying that it is ultimately about the heart, what this movie is all about. It's the story of Dorothy Gale. Here she is with her dog Toto. Now, what Dorothy represents in this movie is really the soul moving through its journey in life. The dog Toto represents the...
Alright, sorry for the abrupt cutoff. By the way, if you want to know, that guy's name is Mark Passio. He's one of my favorite researchers. I would highly recommend you check him out. I actually have a compilation of a bunch of clips of him on this channel if you want just like a rapid fire of a bunch of stuff of his, or you can watch like a full-length presentation. What on earth is happening.com is his website. Check out his YouTube channel. Would recommend him. He's one of the guys that tells you to take responsibility. You don't hear a lot of truth tellers say that, that he makes it about you, which is what it is about. That's what the occult is about. And that's where the real power to make real change is at. No more blame game, no more finger pointing, none of that. Alright? Again, okay, so this is dedicated to the young in heart, and time has been powerless to put its kindly philosophy out of fashion. This is the gospel right here. And so the young in heart, it's like basically being able to maintain like a sense of hope, a sense of like change is possible, a sense of belief, a sense of care throughout your life. And time has a way of beating people down into submission, making them apathetic, making them ignorant, making them nihilistic, making them cynical, right? That's largely justified because as time goes on, you see people making the same mistakes over and over, and you start to get a little less. You start to believe in humanity a lot less. I actually really wish I included. I'm going to include it. I'll just edit it in at the end. There's another clip that I forgot to put in from Cowboy Bebop, another show that speaks to the same sentiment that this is about, and I'll add it, but. For now, since I'm already recording, we'll just go from here. But yeah, time has a way of beating people down. Obviously, like your mother and father are going to die. Your friends are going to die. If not from, some untimely accident, that from natural causes, just from time. Time's going to wear you down. And knowing that makes people feel alone, right? And it makes people feel like it might lead to the conclusion that this is all meaningless. And that's very dangerous, because if this is all meaningless, you're not going to take responsibility for it. You're not going to care about anything. You might even contribute to its destruction if it's all meaningless, right? You're definitely not going to be an agent for preserving it. Your bonds, reality, freedom, these things, love, anything like that, if it's all meaningless. Again, it's a very simple concept to me. It makes total sense. I worry about these things when I'm like hanging out with my parents, my mom. I'll think about like it messes with me sometimes. Like I know that I'm gonna be left alone someday, and that's just something I'm gonna have to contend with, and not become resentful. and not become so ridden with pain and just anger and hate and like despair and hopelessness that I infect those around me and just make the world a worse off place. Being able to, and that's basically fundamentally what the hero is. My Instagram page is called A Reluctant Hero, and the hero confronts potential, confronts chaos, and makes potential out of it. He confronts negatives and makes positives. He can withstand the hate. He can carry it on his shoulders. He can go into the sea of the dead like Hercules, right, to save Meg. He dives into the sea of the dead where Hades tells him Meg's soul is at, and he comes out unscathed. Self-sacrifice, comes out. He can submerge himself in that environment and help others and not become corrupted himself, right? It's what the hero is all about. The real hero, not the counterfeit hero. But I'll play this clip from Legend of Zelda next, and it'll tie into what Mark Passio was saying. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. The flow of time is always cruel, right? Link's called the hero of time, too. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. Right? Meaning. Things mean things. You want to preserve it. You don't want to become heartless. And you know, I'm actually, I hope people even see this video. I'd really be interested in hearing like your insights on it, because there's things that I don't see. I'm just bringing you what I see, and I'm not saying this is all there is to know about it. I like other people's inputs. I usually don't even give too much commentary. Like on my Instagram, I just put tapes out there, clips out there, and let people extract the information on their own, because I don't like to be like, oh, this is what it means and this is all it can mean. I like people to like really like to piece it together on their own and get their own insights and create, you know, relate it to own things in their own personal life, right? And not have me do it for them all the time, because then the knowledge is more like personal. Anyways, a thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. True. Okay, say, I just thought that was a interesting little thing from a game I played when I was a child, oddly enough, that I couldn't even comprehend what they were trying to tell me in that, and how kind of like real that is. Anyways, I think I got one last clip for you here, maybe two, and we'll take it from there.
The sun is in the middle of the solar sphere, hot, and Saturn, the Lord of the Rings, because he has... he sits on the rings. When we come into Chronos, into time, we will suffer the consequences of birth, growth and decay. So when we come into the kingdom of Satan, he's got the rings, and he is the Lord of the Rings, one ring to rule them all. So that's what it means to be deceived by Satan, to be in the Maya, because we're in the world. There's the Christ. Why is the heart sticking out? Because that's where Christ is. It's the heart chakra. They're telling you. There's a reason for us to think. The solar consciousness, the Son, is in our heart. And once we open that door, he will come in and have an evening meal with us. This is a beautiful picture.
Okay. Yeah, one way Satan is conceptualized, Chronos, Satan, Saturn, it's all the same archetypal symbol, figure, psychological concept, or representation for a psychological function, or trend, or pattern. And of course, again, you know, when we come into the kingdom of Satan, time, we will suffer the consequences of birth, growth, death, decay. You will die. You will perish. Things can seem meaningless. They can seem hopeless. But the young in heart, right? It's a beautiful picture, right? I hope that's true. And it's just, I'm just noticing a connection between the symbols, man. I don't necessarily always know 100% of what they all mean, but time versus heart, that's something I keep seeing over and over and over and over. And I have another one that I didn't even put in here that I'm going to add on at the end, just because why not throw another example at you, another template. I try to give as much templates, examples, speaking the same sentiment so people can get the idea, and these stories have been told forever.
This is a beautiful picture.
Alright, lastly, what we got here, sorry, I'm so unorganized. What we got here is the CERN Goddard Tunnel in Switzerland opening. If you haven't watched this, this is only a 1-minute clip of an hour-long ceremony. I'm trying to give you specific real-world details, then symbolic details after. So this is a ceremony, an opening ceremony in Switzerland. There's a bunch of presidents here from all over Europe. There's a whole bunch of symbology going on in this ritual, but for this video, this clip is why I chose this clip for a reason. Look, time, the clock, Chronos. Pay attention to the hands on the clock too. I'm telling you right now, the hands on the clock always stop at 9/11, and that's not because September 11th, like the Twin Towers attack. That's an occult number, a ritualistic number. Revelation 9/11 from the Bible, Apollyon, the bottomless pit, right? It's a dark occult number. I'm not saying I understand the depth of it, but I know that much. And that is why, in my opinion, the attacks on September 11th happened on that day. It's not relating it to September 11th, like, oh, remember that day. It's that day, that attack happened on that day because of the meaning behind that number. This isn't a video about 9/11 though. Maybe I'll make one, but I'm convinced that that was a false flag attack, and on a spiritual level, a satanic sacrifice. Anyways, it gets you thinking, watch this clip, man, and why are presidents, leaders of nations gathering, and there's other crazy symbols. I implore you to look up this video in its entirety. CERN, tunnel ceremony, opening, Goddard Tunnel, Switzerland. You know, those keywords, you should be able to find it. But, okay, in context of this video, young in heart versus time, boom, you got all these people worshiping the clock. They're all walking up, offering sacrifices to the clock. This is not, and not to mention the hands on the clock are stopping at 9/11 every time. You'll see, I'll play it. And what does that mean? You know, if I sound crazy, someone else tell me what it means then. All right, I want to know. All offering sacrifices. To me, this is one of the most overt satanic occult rituals right out in the open. And another scene of this ceremony, I don't have the clip. There's someone offering the lamb as a sacrifice, which obviously the Bible gives metaphorical, or like gives an analogy, calls Jesus the Lamb of God, right? Alright, well, I'm going to play the clip. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of the video. I probably won't comment on the last clip that I'm talking about adding. I'll just add it in, and you can piece it together in the context with all the commentary I've given up to this point. But I had put this one in to show the antithesis to what was the sentiment that was being expressed earlier in this video. If it was giving praise, time has been powerless to put its kindly philosophy out of fashion. This is the opposite of that statement. This is, you're a naive idiot. We gotta bow down and submit to this, right? This is the worship of time instead of the heart. So this is the exact opposite of what was being. This is, to me, man, this is satanic. There's no way. There's no two ways about it. And really, it freaks me out, man. Watch this whole ceremony, the hour-long thing, and you'll see, your jaw will drop. Like, what is going on here? Why are there presidents here watching this? You know what I mean? Like, it's actually insane. Most people don't know about this. I mean, this was a popular, this video made its rounds in the conspiracy realm of a couple years ago, but I'm not over it. Still, I'm not over it. If you haven't heard of it, if you haven't seen it, I again encourage you to watch it. If you think I'm insane, why don't you watch it? Tell me what you think it means. I just thought this clip was perfect to give as a contrast point to, again, the sentiment being expressed earlier. Anyways, that will be all. I'll add that clip on I was mentioning from another television show in at the end, and that'll be the end.
Oh, we got picture.
Ooh, what's that? Oh, look, what's that?
Shh, watch and see.
We're here because, well, we all decided that we'd send ourselves a message 10 years in the future. Come on, you guys, don't laugh. Well, this is making me feel really shy. Something I want to say. Good morning. Oh, wait. Good morning, me. Did you sleep well? And did you wake up feeling good? Do the light and the wind and the smell and the sounds all seem like they're brand new and fresh this morning? Is each and every cell in your whole body awake and alive now? Today, you are who you are today, see? You're still me, but you're a newer version. Myself 10 years from now. That's so far away it's almost impossible to imagine. Am I alone, or is there a wonderful person next to me? Well, knowing me, I'm sure you're causing all kinds of trouble for lots of different people. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. But it's all right. That's part of life too, isn't it? You're not perfect, but you've got a lot to give, so remember, I'll always be cheering you on. And now a big cheer from my heart. Let's go me! All right! Do your best, don't lose me! Let's go, don't lose me! Do your best! Do your best! Me,
I can't remember.
Don't you lose me, me! Go me! Yay! In your time, I'm no longer here, but I am here today, and I'll always be cheering for you, right here. Cheering for you, my only self.
Faye Valentine, the girl, she has no memory of what she was like when she was younger. And again, you can look at she was frozen, and she can't really remember her past, but you can put this in relationship to like with what we were talking about. And she said, oh, first a cheer from my heart, right? From my heart. There's the heart again. And then the time, don't lose me. You can look at that two ways. She's saying don't lose me, like encouraging herself not to fail, right? So don't lose me, right? Or don't lose me, like don't lose this part of yourself, whatever this childhood self represents, you know, whatever that means to you. I'll let you decide that for yourself, but don't lose that aspect of yourself. So again, to me, this plays into the same exact sentiment that was being expressed earlier on. I thought it was important to include. So thank you guys for watching, and that is the end of the video. Tell me what you think.